Have you ever felt an unexplainable discomfort in someone's presence? A subtle tug at your intuition telling you something is amiss? There's a reason such feelings arise. Evil, though elusive and hard to define, has a way of revealing itself when we least expect it. The most unsettling realization? It often comes from those we once trusted, disguised in the fabric of ordinary interactions, lurking within the places we deem safe. But what happens when the mask slips and these individuals know that you have seen through their facade? This is not just about labeling people as bad or wrong. As Stoicism teaches us, the focus lies not on the external behaviors of others, but on understanding, accepting, and preparing ourselves to meet these challenges with resilience and clarity. Evil people, when confronted with the light of recognition, react in distinct ways, exposing deeper layers of manipulation, deceit, and self-interest. In this exploration, we delve into 7 behaviors that evil individuals exhibit when they know you've uncovered their true nature. Each behavior is a lesson in human psychology and a test of our ability to remain composed and virtuous in the face of adversity. As we journey through these signs, ask yourself, have you encountered these traits in others? More importantly, how have you responded? Stay with us till the end, as the final behavior holds the key to protecting your peace and inner strength. 1. They manipulate you. Manipulation is a subtle art, a web spun with threads so fine that its victim often doesn't realize they're caught until it's too late. When evil people realize that you've uncovered their true nature, their first reaction is often to regain control, not by direct confrontation, but by bending your thoughts, emotions, and decisions to their will. They exploit your kindness, vulnerabilities, and even your virtues to ensure that they remain in control of the narrative. How do they do this? It's rarely obvious. Manipulators don't shout their intentions. Instead, they use charm, feigned care, and carefully placed words to make you question yourself. Perhaps they will offer unsolicited advice, disguised as concern, but designed to seed doubt in your mind. Maybe they will magnify your insecurities, subtly making you believe that without them, you are weaker, less capable. Their goal is not to help you, but to make you feel indebted to them, ensuring that your autonomy slowly erodes. Think back to a time when someone seemed overly invested in your life. Were their actions genuinely supportive? Or did they have an ulterior motive? Stoicism reminds us to examine these relationships critically. As Epictetus taught, we cannot control the actions of others, but we can control how we respond to them. Recognizing manipulation is the first step toward breaking free from it. Manipulators also thrive on blurring boundaries. Have you ever felt uncomfortable saying no to someone, even when their requests were unreasonable? This discomfort is not accidental. It is their strategy. By ignoring or bending your limits, they establish dominance, convincing you that their presence in your life is essential. Yet, Stoicism teaches us the power of boundaries. To safeguard our peace, we must hold firm against those who attempt to intrude. The question then is this: how do we resist manipulation without succumbing to anger or retaliation? Stoicism offers us a powerful tool: detachment. By stepping back and observing their actions objectively, we can separate ourselves from their influence. The manipulator thrives on emotional reactions, but a calm and composed demeanor deprives them of their power. Consider this: is there someone in your life who makes you feel less than you are, who seems to push you into decisions you wouldn't ordinarily make? How can you reclaim your autonomy while maintaining your inner peace? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights could help others recognize and overcome similar challenges. As we move to the next behavior, we'll explore another tactic that evil people employ when their true nature is exposed. If manipulation is their subtle weapon, then feigned ignorance is their escape hatch. Let's uncover the deceptive power of playing innocent. 2. They act like they don't know what they are. When someone is exposed for their wrongdoing, a natural expectation is accountability, a simple acknowledgement of the truth. Yet for those with manipulative or malicious tendencies, this is rarely the path they choose. Instead, they often pretend ignorance, as if the harm they've caused was entirely accidental or beyond their understanding. This act of feigned innocence is not just an avoidance of responsibility. It's a calculated strategy to make you question your judgment and emotions. Have you ever confronted someone about their actions only to hear responses like, "I didn't realize I hurt you," or "Why didn't you tell me this sooner?" These phrases are not admissions of guilt. They're tools to shift the blame subtly onto you. By pretending to be unaware of the harm they've caused, these individuals aim to distort your reality. Suddenly, you're left wondering, was it my fault? Did I overreact? Should I have handled things differently? This is where Stoicism offers a guiding light. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When others try to twist the narrative, it's essential to anchor yourself in the truth of your experience. You felt the harm. You recognize the wrongdoing. These are facts, not feelings up for negotiation. Refuse to let their denial undermine your clarity. The game of playing innocent often escalates into a more insidious form of manipulation. They may use questions like, "Why didn't you say something earlier?" as a way to invalidate your emotions, planting seeds of doubt in your mind. But here's the truth. Their awareness, or lack thereof, does not diminish the validity of your experience. As Stoicism teaches, your perception is within your control. Their refusal to take responsibility only highlights their lack of virtue, not your worth. How can we remain composed when confronted with such tactics? One way is to detach emotionally from their reactions. Remember, their denial is not a reflection of reality, but a tactic to avoid accountability. Practice observing their behavior without internalizing it. This detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means choosing not to let their actions disturb your inner peace. If you've ever experienced this form of manipulation, you're not alone. Share your story in the comments. Have you encountered someone who acted like they didn't know what they were doing? How did you handle it? Your perspective could inspire others to see through these tactics and stand firm in their truth. And as you reflect on this, don't forget to like this video if you find it helpful. Each like helps spread these lessons of Stoicism to others who might be facing similar challenges. Next, we'll uncover the endless web of deceit spun by those who lie to cover up their past lies. Stay with us. There's much more to learn. 3. They lie to cover up past lies. Lies are like threads in a web, intricately woven to conceal the truth. Yet, the more threads are added, the more tangled the web becomes. When confronted with the light of truth, evil individuals rarely attempt to unravel the mess they've created. Instead, they spin further lies, hoping to bury the original falsehood beneath layers of deception. What drives this behavior? For these individuals, admitting the truth feels like surrender, a loss of control over the narrative they have so carefully constructed. Their lies often stem from a deep-rooted fear of accountability, fear of exposure, and ultimately, fear of losing power. But Stoicism reminds us that truth, like virtue, is unyielding. No amount of deceit can alter the reality of what has occurred. Have you ever witnessed someone entangle themselves in their own lies, desperately trying to maintain a facade? Each new story they invent seems plausible at first, but as time passes, the inconsistencies begin to show. Their tales become more convoluted, each one contradicting the last. What begins as a clever trick to evade detection eventually becomes their own undoing. In daily life, small lies are common, harmless omissions or exaggerations often meant to spare feelings or avoid conflict. However, the lies told by manipulative individuals serve a different purpose. These are not white lies. They are calculated acts of self-preservation. They aim to obscure wrongdoing, shift blame, or maintain an illusion of innocence. Such lies erode trust and poison relationships, making genuine connection impossible. The Stoics placed immense value on truth and integrity. Epictetus once said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." This wisdom applies perfectly to those who live in a cycle of deceit. By clinging to their lies, they lock themselves in ignorance, blind to the harm they cause and the virtue they sacrifice. Their refusal to face the truth traps them in a state of moral stagnation. For those on the receiving end of such behavior, the challenge lies in navigating these deceptions without losing oneself. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our response. When confronted with a web of lies, resist the urge to untangle it. Instead, observe. Lies often collapse under the weight of their own contradictions, and your clarity of mind will reveal the truth more effectively than confrontation. How can we protect ourselves from being ensnared in another's web of deceit? Start by recognizing the signs. Do their stories frequently change? Are their explanations filled with gaps and inconsistencies? Do you feel a nagging sense that something doesn't add up? Trust these instincts. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of rational observation. When emotions cloud judgment, step back and analyze the situation from a calm, detached perspective. The impact of deceit extends beyond the moment it occurs. It leaves scars on trust, making it difficult to rebuild relationships. For the Stoic, this betrayal is an opportunity to practice resilience. Marcus Aurelius advises, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Focus not on exposing the liar, but on living truthfully yourself. Let their deceit be their burden, not yours." Perhaps the most tragic aspect of this behavior is the toll it takes on the deceivers themselves. Each lie they tell distances them further from reality, leaving them isolated and disconnected. Their refusal to face the truth becomes a prison of their own making. While you may feel anger or betrayal, Stoicism encourages compassion as well. These individuals are, in many ways, their own worst enemies. When faced with someone who lies to cover up their past lies, remember this: the truth is not your responsibility to enforce. Your role is to remain steadfast in your values, to act with integrity, and to protect your inner peace. Lies may distort perception temporarily, but truth, like virtue, is unchanging and enduring. As we move forward, we'll explore another behavior that reveals itself when evil people realize their facade has been seen through: their opportunistic tendency to appear only when they have something to gain. This trait exposes their lack of sincerity and highlights the importance of prioritizing genuine connections. Stay with us. There's more to uncover. 4. They come around only when they need something. One of the most revealing traits of manipulative individuals is their opportunistic nature. When their facade has been exposed, they no longer make an effort to maintain the illusion of being a loyal or sincere companion. Instead, their true intentions emerge. They appear only when they stand to gain something and vanish when you need them most. Think of relationships you've had where someone was present during your successes but mysteriously absent during your struggles. Perhaps they offered enthusiastic support when there was an advantage for them, but when the tides turned, so did their attention. This behavior is not coincidental. It's a pattern driven by self-interest, a hallmark of those who lack virtue. Stoicism urges us to observe these patterns without becoming entangled in disappointment or resentment. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane." Recognizing these opportunists is the first step in escaping their influence. Before their true nature is uncovered, such individuals often seem genuinely supportive. They might offer help, show care, or even go out of their way to build rapport. However, these actions are rarely selfless. Instead, they're calculated investments designed to yield future returns. Once you've exposed their nature, their behavior shifts. They no longer bother to maintain the illusion of care. Their visits or interactions become transactional, stripped of authenticity. How do they justify this to themselves and to you? Often, they frame their behavior as necessity. They might say, "I've been so busy," or "I didn't want to bother you," as excuses for their absence. Yet, when an opportunity arises for personal gain, be it professional, financial, or emotional, they reappear with a sudden enthusiasm that feels insincere. This is not care, it's convenience. The Stoic approach to such individuals involves a combination of clarity and detachment. Recognize that their actions are rooted in their character, not in any failure on your part. Their absence during your hardships is not a reflection of your worth, but of their inability to form meaningful, virtuous connections. This understanding frees you from the burden of seeking validation or reciprocity from them. What happens when you confront this behavior? Often, they respond with excuses or attempts to rekindle the relationship, usually by downplaying their previous absence. They may offer vague apologies or promises to be more present in the future, but these words are rarely followed by meaningful change. Their focus remains on what they can gain, not on mending the relationship. For the Stoic, such moments are opportunities to practice discernment. Epictetus reminds us, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This principle applies to relationships as well. True wealth lies in connections grounded in mutual respect and sincerity, not in the fleeting attention of opportunists. By letting go of unhealthy attachments, we create space for genuine, supportive relationships to flourish. Have you ever noticed how opportunistic individuals often return after you've overcome a challenging situation? When the crisis is over and you've managed to rebuild yourself, they reappear, offering apologies or seeking to pick up where things left off. This behavior is another tactic to maintain access to your life without making a genuine commitment. It's a subtle way of exploiting your resilience and forgiveness. Stoicism teaches us to view such reappearances as lessons rather than personal affronts. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This wisdom encourages us to hold ourselves to high standards while recognizing when others fail to do the same. The absence of opportunists during difficult times serves as a gift. It reveals their priorities and frees us from the illusion of their sincerity. Ultimately, the presence of opportunistic individuals in your life is not something to regret, but to learn from. Their behavior highlights the importance of surrounding yourself with people who uplift and support you unconditionally. These are the relationships that align with the Stoic ideal of virtue and contribute to a life well lived. As we continue, we'll explore another tactic employed by those who realize you've uncovered their true nature, their efforts to make you feel small or inferior. This next behavior sheds light on how manipulation and emotional control are used to undermine your confidence. Stay with us as we uncover this insidious strategy and explore how Stoicism can help you maintain your strength and self-worth. 5. They try to make you feel stupid. Imagine this. You open up to someone about a mistake or challenge you're facing, seeking support or understanding. Instead, their response cuts like a blade. "You should have seen that coming," they say. Or perhaps, "How could you be so blind?" These words, masked as tough love or casual comments, carry a deeper intent: to make you feel small, inadequate, and foolish. When someone tries to make you feel stupid, it's often not accidental. It's a deliberate strategy to chip away at your confidence and, in turn, make you easier to manipulate. This tactic is insidious because it targets your self-perception. When they succeed in planting seeds of doubt, you may begin to question your decisions, your intelligence, or even your worth. Have you ever caught yourself replaying such moments in your mind, wondering if they were right? That's precisely their goal: to make you second-guess yourself and, ultimately, seek validation from them. It's a cycle of control that can be hard to break once it takes root. Stoicism offers a shield against this type of manipulation. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. When someone attempts to belittle you, their words are simply that: words. Their power lies not in what they say, but in how you choose to receive and respond to it. By reframing these moments, you can turn them into opportunities for growth, rather than sources of pain. Why do they do this? Those who try to make you feel stupid are often driven by their own insecurities. By diminishing you, they feel a fleeting sense of superiority, masking their own inadequacies. Instead of engaging in genuine connection, they resort to undermining others as a way to feel in control. But Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies not in dominating others, but in mastering oneself. Their behavior reflects their inner struggles, not your shortcomings. When confronted with such behavior, it's natural to feel hurt or defensive. Yet Stoicism advises against letting these emotions dictate your response. Instead, pause and reflect. Are their words rooted in truth, or are they a projection of their own fears and frustrations? Recognizing this distinction allows you to maintain your composure and avoid falling into their trap. One practical way to apply Stoicism in these moments is to focus on what you can control. You cannot change their words or intentions, but you can choose how to interpret and respond to them. Silence, a calm rebuttal, or even a simple acknowledgement can diffuse their attempts to provoke you. Remember, your worth is not determined by someone else's opinion. It is defined by your actions, values, and commitment to living with integrity. Now let's turn the lens inward for a moment. Have you ever experienced this type of belittling behavior? How did it make you feel, and how did you respond? Sharing your experiences can be a powerful way to reflect and learn, not only for yourself, but for others who may be facing similar challenges. Drop your story in the comments below. Your insight could help someone else find their strength. If this resonates with you, show your support by liking this video. Each like helps share these lessons of Stoicism with more people, empowering them to navigate difficult relationships with clarity and grace. As we move forward, we'll explore the strange and unsettling energy that often surrounds those who operate with malicious intent. This next behavior reveals how their presence can impact your intuition and emotional state, offering yet another test of your ability to remain grounded. Don't miss it. 6. They emit strange energy, vibrations. Have you ever been around someone who made you feel uneasy, even when their actions or words seemed outwardly normal? Perhaps you couldn't quite articulate what was wrong, but something about their presence felt off, an underlying tension that lingered like static in the air. This sensation is not imaginary. When someone operates with malicious intent, they often emit a kind of energy that your intuition detects before your mind can fully process it. In Stoicism, self-awareness and observation are central to navigating life's complexities. This includes tuning into the signals your body and mind provide. When encountering someone whose behavior feels incongruent, when their words don't align with their demeanor or intentions, it's worth paying attention. This strange energy is often a manifestation of their hidden motives or internal conflicts. What does this energy look like in practice? You may notice shifts in their behavior. Perhaps they become overly inquisitive about your personal life, asking questions that feel invasive or unnecessary. Or maybe they start to monitor your actions subtly, as if they are trying to reassert control or gather information. These behaviors create a palpable sense of discomfort, a space where trust erodes and doubt takes root. Why do they act this way? When someone knows their true nature has been revealed, they feel exposed. To compensate, they might overcompensate by intruding into your life, trying to regain control of the narrative. This discomfort they project onto you is not accidental. It's a tactic designed to unsettle you and shift your focus away from their actions. Stoicism teaches us to approach such situations with calmness and clarity. As Epictetus famously said, people are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them. When faced with unsettling energy, the goal is not to suppress your feelings, but to interpret them rationally. Acknowledge the discomfort as a signal, a reminder to step back and assess the situation with objectivity. One way to maintain your equilibrium is to establish firm emotional and physical boundaries. If their questions feel invasive, respond with neutrality or redirect the conversation. If their presence creates tension, create space for yourself, both mentally and physically. Remember, your peace is your responsibility, and Stoicism emphasizes that no one can disrupt your inner world without your consent. The impact of such energy isn't limited to your interactions with them. It can seep into your broader emotional state if left unchecked. Have you ever left a conversation with someone feeling inexplicably drained or agitated? This is the lingering effect of their energy attempting to destabilize you. Stoicism advises us to guard our inner tranquility fiercely. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Don't allow someone else's negativity to pollute your mental space. But what about the source of this energy? Why does it persist even when you distance yourself physically? The answer lies in their need for control. Their discomfort stems from the fear of losing influence over you, and this fear manifests as invasive behavior and strange vibrations. By recognizing this, you can approach the situation with empathy, not for their actions, but for the turmoil that drives them. As you navigate such encounters, keep this in mind. Their energy is their burden, not yours. You are not obligated to absorb their negativity or engage with their attempts to provoke unease. Instead, use their behavior as a mirror, reflecting back their intentions while keeping your own peace intact. In the next section, we'll explore the final behavior in this journey, a tactic that ties together all others. Their calculated efforts to rewrite their reputation and manipulate how they are perceived. This is the ultimate test of your ability to see through their facade and hold on to your clarity. Stay with us. 7. They change their reputation. When someone realizes you've uncovered their true nature, they often turn to their most calculated defense, a complete reinvention of their image. They don't attempt to reconcile or take accountability for their actions. Instead, they embark on a campaign to rewrite the narrative, ensuring that others, and sometimes even you, see them in a new light. This tactic is not a sign of genuine transformation, but a deliberate effort to obscure the truth and maintain influence. Why do they do this? For such individuals, reputation is power. They understand that perception often outweighs reality, particularly in social and professional settings. By changing how others see them, they can evade responsibility and continue their manipulative behaviors undetected. Stoicism teaches us to recognize this as a distraction, an attempt to control what lies outside their grasp, while avoiding what truly matters, their own character and actions. This reinvention often begins with denial. They may dismiss past behaviors as misunderstandings or exaggerations, framing themselves as victims of circumstance. You might hear them say things like, "People don't really know who I am," or "That was all a big miscommunication." These statements are carefully crafted to create doubt and confusion, subtly shifting blame onto external factors. Once denial is established, they pivot to rebuilding their image. They might adopt new habits, align themselves with influential figures, or share carefully curated stories that portray them in a favorable light. For instance, someone previously known for dishonesty may suddenly claim they've had a life-changing experience, declaring themselves reformed. While personal growth is possible and commendable, such transformations are often superficial when driven by self-preservation rather than genuine introspection. Stoicism encourages us to view these behaviors with a discerning eye. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." True change stems from inner work, not external appearances. When someone's actions consistently fail to align with their professed values, their transformation is likely a facade. Your role is not to expose them, but to remain grounded in your observations and trust your judgment. How does this tactic affect you? The reinvention of their reputation is designed to make you question your understanding of the situation. They want you to doubt what you've seen, to reconsider whether they are truly as harmful as they appeared. Over time, this erosion of confidence can make you second-guess your instincts, leaving you more susceptible to their influence. But Stoicism offers a counterbalance to this manipulation. Focus on what you know to be true. Epictetus reminds us, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." In the context of deceitful individuals, this means holding firm to your values and resisting the urge to be swayed by external narratives. Their reputation is their concern, not yours. Your priority is to protect your peace and clarity. It's important to recognize that their attempts to rebuild their image extend beyond you. They may work to discredit you among mutual connections, portraying themselves as the misunderstood party, while subtly undermining your credibility. This can be one of the most challenging aspects of dealing with such individuals. Yet Stoicism advises patience and restraint. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "Time is a sort of river of passing events, and strong is its current. No sooner is a thing brought to sight than it is swept by, and another takes its place." The truth has a way of surfacing, often without your intervention. When faced with someone reinventing their reputation, ask yourself, is their behavior consistent over time? Are their actions aligned with their words? And most importantly, does engaging with them add value to your life, or does it drain your energy? These questions, rooted in Stoic reflection, guide you toward making decisions that preserve your integrity and well-being. Let this final tactic serve as a reminder of the importance of clarity and self-awareness. The behaviors we've explored, manipulation, feigned ignorance, lies, opportunism, belittling, unsettling energy, and image reinvention, all share a common thread: a lack of accountability and authenticity. By recognizing these patterns, you equip yourself with the tools to navigate such challenges with strength and composure. Remember, as Stoicism teaches, your inner world is your sanctuary. No one can disturb it unless you allow them to. Protect it fiercely, live with virtue, and let the actions of others serve as lessons rather than sources of despair. Thank you for taking this journey with us. If you found these insights valuable, share your thoughts in the comments. Have you encountered people like this in your life? How did you handle their behaviors? Your experiences could inspire others to find their strength. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to continue exploring how Stoicism can guide us through life's challenges. May you walk forward with wisdom and unshakable peace.